And this war of supremacy, how British became the supreme power. And in the lecture 4, we will discuss how Mughals were declining in India. And after Mughal, how by using diplomacy and different techniques and how British became supreme power in India. So, in this lecture, I am dividing, or not I am, everybody divided the Mughals in two parts for the convenience of our study. That is the earlier Mughals and the later Mughals. Okay, this kind of classification was done. So, what was the difference between the earlier Mughal and the later Mughals? So the earlier Mughals, which is given here, were the powerful people and they were well established in their policies. But as compared to the earlier, the later ones, which we will discuss on the next slides, were much able as compared to the earlier ones. Because the later were the people who are mostly interested in their lavish lifestyle rather than doing the struggles and expanding their empire. So due to that, there are different reasons and problems which are responsible for the decline of the later Mughals, which we will again discuss in the further slides. Okay. So the earlier Mughals form the part of our medieval history. In the medieval history, there were detailed descriptions of the earlier Mughals like Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb. And this Aurangzeb, which was the last Mughal ruler, was in the period of 1658 and 1707. And after Aurangzeb, there was the end of Mughal rule in India. So, what was the reasons of the decline of the Mughals in India? So, I divided that reasons or the challenges before Mughals in two types. The first one was the external challenge, and another one was the internal challenge. In this lecture, we will in start or in brief that what was the external challenge behind the Mughals. So the first external challenge behind the Mughal was the external invasions from outside. That is what was the external challenges before Mughals. So the invasion from the northwestern part. So if you consider, this is here in the next lecture, that is here, if you consider the our India, then the northwestern part, that is this part, was the vulnerable from the external attack. So from the external part, that is from the northwestern part, the Nadir Shah was the Persian Empire who attacked India. And in our India, which was not divided at time, the Lahore was conquered by him, which is in our present day in the part of Pakistan. So, what he did in India after defeating our Indian land? So, he captured Muhammad Shah and also looted Delhi, and he collected nearly 72 crore at that time in our India, and he also looted the Peacock Throne and the Kohinoor Diamond in India. He gained important territories like the Kabul in the west of Indus. After Nadir Shah, the another one who came to India was the Ahmad Shah Abdali. If you remember this movie, which is Panipat, which I think released in our 2018. So in this movie, there was given the history of the third battle of Panipat. In this third battle of Panipat, there was a war between the Indian Maratha ruler, I think Sadashiv Bhau, and the Ahmad Shah Abdali, who was the Persian ruler. And if you know that movie, then you will easily recall that in this war there was Ahmad Shah Abdali who has become the winner and Maratha got defeated. Okay. So Ahmad Shah Abdali invaded India several times. He also captured Delhi in 1757. And in the third battle of Panipat, which I said you that the Abdali defeated the Marathas. And I want to discuss one question regarding mains. That is one question in UPSC mains 2014. That is, why many empire shaking battles happen at Panipat? because if you consider the first war of or first battle of Panipat, second battle of Panipat, or third, whatever may be the battles, but the place was the same. That is the Panipat. So this is a genuine question that why was there many battles happen in the Panipat. So I we will simply see the location of Panipat. If you consider this is our Indian map, so this is here is the location of Panipat. Panipat is in the state of Haryana at present day, and if you consider its location, then here I am doing the nip of my pen small. Here is the Delhi. So this is so it is in the present day in Haryana. So the first reason was the strategic location of the Panipat, because Panipat is in the core part of our India. We can say that it is the heart of India at that time. Okay, so it was easier for Indian rulers to transport weapons or other machineries to India or in the Panipat. Another important reason was the ground of the Panipat was very flat, so it was very convenient and easy to fought the big war at this place. And another fourth reason was the construction of the Grand Trunk Road. I want to show you map of the this Grand Trunk Road. So here it is. So it is the Grand Trunk Road, which was between the Kabul, which is in present day in Afghanistan, to the present day Calcutta. This road was constructed by the Sher Shah Suri, and this road is was very famous for the travel purpose. And the Panipat, which is here, was on the route of this Grand Trunk Road. So it was very convenient to travel from the outsiders to India or from India to outside. So this kind of convenient thing happens at that time, which was one of the reasons of the many battles happen at Panipat. And artist of the Panipat was also very expert for the purpose of making warfare related materials, and due to that there was easily availability of weapons for the purpose of war. And the duration of monsoon was also short, so there was more dry period for the purpose of war at that time. This kind of reasons are form the reason for the formation of many empire or empire shaking battles at Panipat. Have a note of these things. Okay, so we will shortly discuss the later Mughals which were weak in their ruling. So the first in this series was the Bahadur Shah. Bahadur Shah first, which ruled between the 1709 to 1712, was the first later Mughal. Actually, he was the eldest son of Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb had three sons. One was Muhammad Shah, another was Kam Baksh, and the third one was the Muazzam. And Muazzam, who killed his brothers in the war of succession, took the title as a Bahadur Shah. Okay, and eventually he became the owner or the ruler of the Mughal Empire. And the Shah-e Bekhabar, which was the title given by the Kapi Khan to him, and he was not too much rude in his ruling, because he adopted a pacific policy to settle the disputes on the ground of justice rather than force with the Marathas and another rulers like the Rajputs, Jats, etc. But the Sikhs, who was on the left side in Punjab, who was the neighbor of the Bahadur Shah, there was a conflict between the Sikhs and the Bahadur Shah, and Sikhs were under the ruling of the Banda Bahadur. Okay, so another Mughals or later Mughals we will discuss in the next lecture, because I want to do this lecture very small in their size so that you can get revised quickly. Okay, so thank you friends. And if you like this lecture or maybe unlike this lecture, then please give your response, and if you unlike, then please comment below and tell me the suggestion or the improvement you want from my side. And for the further lectures, please subscribe my channel and share it to the needy one, because the motto of our channel is that is knowledge grows when it shares. Okay, so thank you friends, have a great day.